And now we're going to have Congressman Scott Perry from Pennsylvania join me to talk about the impeachment inquiry of President Biden. As you well know, last night that vote took place to move towards an impeachment inquiry, and this comes as multiple House committees are continuing their investigation into the Biden family, collecting literally millions of dollars from foreign businesses, and how this may have compromised the president. Well, last night's vote, keep clear, was not for impeachment, but to formalize the impeachment inquiry. What this does is open the investigative doors that previously had been stonewalled by the White House and the Biden Department of Justice. So what comes next in all of this? Joining me now to discuss this is Congressman Scott Perry. As I mentioned, he serves on the House Oversight and Accountability Committee, which is leading the charge on all of this. He also serves on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, as well as the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. He's from the 10th Congressional District of Pennsylvania. Congressman Perry, welcome back to Washington Watch. Great to have you.
It's great to be with you, and you're absolutely right. The impeachment inquiry is essentially formalizing the investigation so that the agencies and individuals who have refused to give us information thus far can be further compelled to do so. It's essentially telling the world and these agencies, individuals, organizations that we have probable cause to investigate, and it adds weight to the request, whether it's a subpoena or otherwise, for the information, whether it's printed, whether it's electronic, whether it's a deposition, any of those type of things. Because in the past, and for the past year, these individuals, particularly the Bidens, but not necessarily restricted to them, but generally folks related to the Biden business dealings, but including institutions, including financial institutions, and certainly including institutions related to the government. So I'm talking specifically about the Department of Justice, the FBI, the IRS, and likely as well the CIA have been disinterested and unwilling to provide information to the Oversight Committee or the Judiciary Committee so that we can get to the bottom of this, find the facts, make an assessment, and move on one way or the other. And the American people deserve to know, and we certainly shouldn't have these agencies running interference for the president and his family.
Yeah, and so this impeachment inquiry gives power to move forward on this. It seems like the legacy media is just copying and pasting their message that Republicans have no evidence. What evidence is there?
Well, yeah, they say there's no evidence, and they just, like you said, they just keep repeating it. If it weren't for all the evidence that they just disregard, the 20 shell companies. Understand, a shell company is a company that exists for no reason other than to move money through it. Why would the Bidens have these 20 shell companies? The 170 plus suspicious activity reports, not to mention that you said millions of dollars, but it's literally in the tens of millions of dollars that have come from foreign entities, foreign individuals, some linked to enemies of the United States of America, particularly the Communist Party of China, into the Biden orbit, and then where you have literally checks going directly to Joe Biden. And let's remember, and I know you know this, Jody, but maybe your audience doesn't. I mean, we've caught the president himself in multiple lies, as he has said on the debate stage against President Trump, that he had no involvement whatsoever. And of course, the story has changed on multiple occasions, including yesterday when his son said that he had no financial involvement. Now, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I can tell you this. They're saying it's not evidence when the president receives a $200,000 check or a $40,000 check and it says loan on it. But I guess they wouldn't consider it evidence unless instead of saying loan on the memo of the check, it said bribe from the Communist Party of China or bribe from somebody in Ukraine or one of the other countries, Romania, one of the other numerous countries that this operation was occurring in. So there is a lot of evidence. And I will tell you this, Jody, we served together, and you know what a congressional salary, look, we're not going to complain about it. I'm certainly not, and I know you wouldn't either. But it's the same salary that the president made for years and years and years, yet he lives in multi-million-dollar locations in his home state, and there's really no way to explain how you afford that kind of lifestyle on a congressional salary. Certainly you didn't live that way, and I know that I don't live that way. Now, maybe he got gifts and so on and so forth, but those gifts, as you know, Jody, would be taxable to anybody else. And so, maybe there's who knows where it could end. But and of course, his son just got, I think, 9 indictments on the West Coast for tax evasion, and so we just need to know. The American people need to know whether their president was involved in this, at what level, and as long as they're going to not be forthcoming with that information, the longer it's going to take.
So our time is wrapping up. What can we expect next in this ongoing investigation? Where is this going from here?
I think what you can expect, unfortunately, to compound Hunter Biden's legal problems is now he's going to be held in contempt of Congress. I'm sure we're going to issue that through a vote. Now, whether the Attorney General does anything about that, remember that Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro were arrested under those conditions. Now, that wasn't even for a duly constituted committee. This is a real committee in Congress that's going to issue this contempt citation. But other than that, we're going to, hopefully, the other folks that we have subpoenaed, President Biden's brother and other business associates, Eric Schwerin, will be subpoenaed. We'll be bringing them in to get their testimony, to see if we can put the pieces together to this vast puzzle of finance and money hiding and moving around that we have seen. And that's exactly what we want to talk to Hunter about. We want to talk to him to see what the relationship with his father and the business partners that his father said he never spoke to, yet we have absolute evidence that he called in, that he visited them at restaurants.
Congressman, we're going to have to wrap it up there.
Yep. All right, Jody, thank you so much.
Scott Perry, thank you so much.